Proverbs 29. He who being often reproved hardens his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the uncompromisingly righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked man rules, the people groan and sigh. Whoever loves skillful and godly wisdom rejoices his father, but he who associates with harlots wastes his substance. The king by justice establishes the land, but he who exacts gifts and tribute overthrows it. A man who flatters his neighbour spreads a net for his own feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, but the uncompromisingly righteous man sings and rejoices. The consistently righteous man knows and cares for the rights of the poor, but the wicked man has no interest in such knowledge. Scoffers set a city afire, inflaming the minds of the people, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man has an argument with a foolish man, the fool only rages and laughs, and there is no rest. The bloodthirsty hate the blameless man, but the upright care for and seek to save his life. A self-confident fool utters all his anger, but a wise man holds it back and stills it. If a ruler listens to falsehood, all his officials will become wicked. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. The king who faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established continuously. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left undisciplined brings his mother to shame. When the wicked are in authority, transgression increases, but the uncompromisingly righteous shall see the fall of the wicked. Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight to your heart. Where there is no vision, no redemptive revelation of God, the people perish. But he who keeps the law of God, which includes that of man, blessed, happy, fortunate, and enviable is he. A servant will not be corrected by words alone, for though he understands, he will not answer the master who mistreats him. Do you see a man who is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a self-confident fool than for him. He who pampers his servant from childhood will have him expecting the rights of a son afterward. A man of wrath stirs up strife, and a man given to anger commits and causes much transgression. A man's pride will bring him low, but he who is of a humble spirit will obtain honor. Whoever is partner with a thief hates his own life. He falls under the curse pronounced upon him who knows who the thief is, but discloses nothing. The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever leans on, trusts in, and puts his confidence in the Lord is safe and set on high. Many crave and seek the ruler's favor, but the wise man waits for justice from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he who is upright in the way of the Lord is an abomination to the wicked. Proverbs 30. The words of Agur, son of Jakeh, of Massa. The man says to Ithiel, and to Ukal, surely I am too brutish and stupid to be called a man, and I have not the understanding of a man, for all my secular learning is as nothing. I have not learned skillful and godly wisdom, that I should have the knowledge or burden of the Holy One. Who has ascended into heaven and descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fists? Who has bound the waters in his garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if you know? Every word of God is tried and purified. He is a shield to those who trust and take refuge in him. Add not to his words, lest he reprove you, and you be found a liar. Two things have I asked of you, O Lord. Deny them not to me before I die. Remove far from me falsehood and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches, Feed me with the food that is needful for me, lest I be full and deny you, and say, Who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal, and so profane the name of my God. Do not accuse and hurt a servant before his master, lest he curse you, and you be held guilty of adding to the burdens of the lowly. There is a class of people who curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers. There is a class of people who are pure in their own eyes, and yet are not washed from their own filth. There is a class of people, oh, how lofty are their eyes, and their raised eyelids. There is a class of people whose teeth are as swords, and whose fangs as knives, to devour the poor from the earth, and the needy from among men. The leech has 2 daughters, crying, Give, give. There are 3 things that are never satisfied, yes, 4 that do not say, It is enough. Sheol, the place of the dead, the barren womb, the earth that is not satisfied with water, and the fire that says not, It is enough. The eye that mocks a father and scorns to obey a mother, the raven of the valley will pick it out, and the young vultures will devour it. There are 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yes, 4 which I do not understand: the way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. This is the way of an adulterous woman. She eats and wipes her mouth, and says, I have done no wickedness. Under 3 things the earth is disquieted, and under 4 it cannot bear up: under a servant when he reigns, an empty-headed fool when he is filled with food, an unloved and repugnant woman when she is married, and a maidservant when she supplants her mistress. There are 4 things which are little on the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people, not strong, yet they lay up their food in the summer. The conies are but a feeble folk, yet they make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet they go forth, all of them, by bands. The lizard you can seize with your hands, yet it is in kings' palaces. There are 3 things which are stately in step, yes, 4, which are stately in their stride: the lion, which is mightiest among beasts, and turns not back before any; the war horse, well knit in the loins; the male goat also; and the king, when his army is with him, and against whom there is no uprising. If you have done foolishly in exalting yourself, or if you have thought evil, lay your hand upon your mouth. Surely the churning of milk brings forth butter, and the wringing of the nose brings forth blood, so the forcing of wrath brings forth strife.